but behind closed doors, I'm a fool for your love.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. Like many of you, I stayed up extremely late on Tuesday night, up until the early hours of the morning, getting all my placement games done. I am now 16 games into the season. I have achieved Diamond rank already, which is ahead and much quicker than any of the other seasons before. And I just wanted to talk about some things I've noticed and just some updates on Season 4 now that it is officially released. Getting into characters, which I think is something that most people are the most concerned with and pay most attention to. Bastion, of course, has gotten a huge amount of buffs. He now has an extra 100 bullets in his clip. He can heal through damage. He can heal while walking. And on top of that, he also has some added mobility. He can get in and out of his turret form a lot faster. And with this, as expected, tons of people are playing Bastion, and I have never been more frustrated with a character in my life. On one hand, I am extremely happy to see that as Blizzard has taken a character with an extremely low pick rate and kind of reworked him just as they did Symmetra to make him more usable in a competitive scene. At the same time, they could not have chosen a more annoying character to do that with. Now that Bastion has kind of been reworked and is kind of reborn, more and more teams are kind of working around him. I encountered probably 8 or 9 Bastions during my 16 game stretch on Tuesday. And it was so common to see a Zarya and a Mercy and a Reinhardt just as that little triple pairing. Bastion would just sit behind a Reinhardt in a certain area and then move as Bastion normally does, but now that he can heal through damage, he would also have a pocket Mercy as well. And the Mercy would heal whenever necessary or just damage boost him when Bastion could take the healing himself. And God forbid Reinhardt's shield goes down, then they had that Zarya there to automatically put a shield around Bastion so he had time to move or heal or just get out of the way of damage. And that caused so much frustration in so many games because there was almost really no good way to take care of it. Soldiers, McCrees, Hanzos all have to be within a distance to actually see the Bastion, and by that time it's almost too late. And the only character that could take care of that was a Junkrat, and in a lot of games it worked. But at the same time, you're just powering up a Zarya at that point. So I'm hoping that this is just beginning of the season angst, and people just really want to play Bastion and see how many situations they can win with him on. I hope I don't see this too much this season, but I know I am going to. It's just one of those things that people have found a way to just make an annoying character even more annoying to deal with. The next character that has obviously been very talked about is Roadhog, and he's in the exact opposite situation of our friend Bastion. Bastion got a huge buff and has improved significantly, while Roadhog has yet again been nerfed. And this may have been the nerf to end him. We have a Roadhog main in our kind of group who was about a 3,700 last season, so he's a pretty damn good Roadhog. But during his placement matches, he was barely able to secure 20 kills a game. And it's all because of what they did to his hook. You know, what I've talked to him about is that adding 2 seconds to his cooldown isn't really a terrible thing. It's the fact that when you do have his hook, it places you now at 3.5 meters away instead of 2. Or feet away instead of 2. And tons of times people are able to get away. No longer you can get a one-hit kill. You have to make sure no one else is around. If another teammate's in the area, a little bit of a touch or a boop or anything will prevent you from getting that kill that you just hooked. And sadly, this is something I love. As someone who plays a ton of like Junkrat and Reaper and Lucio and Zenyatta, I've always had issues getting hooked by Roadhog and just automatically getting one-shot killed. I love the fact that now I can get away, but at the same time, Roadhog's hook, I think it was nerfed too much. I think they took too much away from him because so far into the season, I haven't even been in a game with a Roadhog that I was really annoyed by. Like, 9 times out of 10, these Roadhogs were just struggling more than they were helping their team. Getting away from characters, one weird thing I did notice was that I was getting an unusual amount of 2-point capture point matches. So things like Temple of Anubis, things like Volskaya. I was getting a lot of maps like that. I think out of my 16, I at least played 8 that were 2-point capture point matches, and I may have only played 2 or 3 payload matches that day, and then the rest were, best of 3 series. It was just really weird. It seems like they changed something within the coding or the algorithms of matchmaking, and for me at least, those game types were appearing much, much more often than I had ever seen before. Another slight change is Blizzard tried to fix the stalling problem, and I'm sure you guys have heard of this already, but essentially what it is when attackers outnumber defenders while attacking on a control point, the defender's time will slowly increase until it hits a maximum value, or the defense manages to gain the upper hand. So essentially, if you guys are attacking and you have 5 people on point, you've killed a bunch of people, and they have 1 or 2 left, that Mei is not going to be able to jump on the point, wait 4 seconds, then do her wall, and then get out of the wall, and then go into her icicle and stall it until everyone can come back. Essentially, if you have the advantage on the attack, that time, instead of being 10 seconds, it'll go up to like 15. And then the Mei can stall all she wants, but even so, that other team isn't going to get back in time. So it just prevents that inevitable like 30 minutes of stalling that the other team is able to do. And this is a change I absolutely love, because I've had some games where that stall has lasted to the point where we have just died out and the defense seemed to have the advantage at all times, no matter how many players we had on the point. And this is just a change I'm really excited to see this season. The biggest change, and the one that is most controversial, has to be the one that they changed the ranking system in a big way. Instead of having to play 1 game a week to retain your rank in Diamond or Master or Grandmaster, now you have to play 7 games in a given week in order to retain your rank and avoid that rank decay. And a lot of people were saying this is harsh. If you look at any other YouTube channel, Unit Lost, Overwatch Central, any of those big Overwatch channels, everyone is saying how harsh this kind of is. Now, what this was for is this was to stop smurfing. Blizzard kind of put this in expecting that people who have 3 to 4 to 5 Smurf accounts are not going to want to play 35 games in a given week to help maintain those accounts, all that are in Grandmaster. And while that's going to be good in that the Master and Grandmaster tiers are probably going to be full of more players that deserve to be there, that rank decay means they all fall in the Diamond, and essentially everyone in the Diamond tier is going to be dealing with a lot more Smurf accounts, which, in someone like my case who is in Diamond and who remained in Diamond all last season, is going to be extremely frustrating if I get into, 6 games a week or 7 games in a given day and 4 of them end up having Smurfs that go Widow. It kind of remains to be seen if people are just going to stop smurfing or they're going to start smurfing and just leaving them in Diamond. We'll see how it goes throughout the season. It's still really early to see how it affects or even how much of the decay will be. Either Unit Lost or Overwatch Central, they talked about kind of having a scale. So in Platinum, maybe you only play 3 games a week, and then in Master you have to play 5, and then in Grandmaster you have to play 7. Because those guys are on all the time, they're going to be playing 7 no matter what. And I think that'd be a good alternative for it, but we shall see how it goes throughout the season, and we can revisit that topic later in another video. Now, finally, getting into the last part of what they did, they added a custom games playlist. This is something that reminds me very much of like a Halo 3, where people were playing Smear the Queer, or they were playing Ice Cream Man. There was a few other different games, Infected. It just brings back very fond memories of just sitting and playing hours of custom games with no competition involved, just fun in games, goofing off, talking about whatever you want, but just having fun in a game type that wasn't originally designed for the game. And I'm really glad that Blizzard put this in. This is something that people love to do. There are so many different creative minds that play Overwatch, and within 20 minutes of the update going up, I saw already 150 custom games up. It is insane how many people truly loved this playlist, and I'm just really happy to see that a studio as big as Blizzard is still listening to its audience. Blizzard has done better than any other studio, I think, at just keeping active and keeping outspoken when it comes to paying attention to what their community wants. Studios like Call of Duty, the one that creates Call of Duty, just feel like they ignore their audience, and it almost seems like they don't care anymore. And it's really refreshing to see a studio like Blizzard, who is so adamant about keeping their audience happy and so adamant about improving their game according to what the players want and not just something that's going to make them money. I'm going to end the video here. That's all the information we have for this week. As information comes out on the new season and as the season progresses, we will obviously have more videos coming out. Thank you guys for watching. As always, like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time. Stay achieving.